Yo, I pressed on the wrong button. Hold on, guys. Let it play for a minute longer. I'm so sorry. Don't worry, I just went to the store to buy milk. I'll be right back. Hello, troops, and welcome back to another Tomoe Umari Let's Play. This time, we're going to get crazy. It's the New Year's. Let's get our energy levels up. Let's start running in place. Let's explore the world a little bit. Yeah. Gotta have that. You know, I'm your favorite Minecraft YouTuber now, so I gotta channel the energy. Hello there, though. Hello. I hope you're all having a. Wouldn't it be crazy if I were muted again? No, I know I'm not. Yes, as you guys can see, you know, it's the last stream of the year. I haven't streamed in a bit, you know. I'm happy to be back, but um as you guys can see, memberships are now available. Don't say that. Don't say you can't hear me. Don't lie to me like that. Why would you lie to me? I don't get it. But yeah. So memberships are hold on. Okay. Okay, there. Sorry, I had to throw my phone across the room again, you know. But, okay, so memberships available. I'm gonna try and do a membership stream once a month. It's gonna be fun. Emojis are coming out soon. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Lotus, for becoming a member. It's nice to have you aboard. You get the promotion, you know? Promotions don't come naturally. It's pay to win around here, apparently. I have no integrity. I'm a shitty leader. I'm sorry. So this stream is going to be briefly about, it's going to briefly be about, What was I doing again? Oh, right, New Year's resolutions. And then the majority of it's going to be about fitness because I love rambling about fitness and I haven't gotten to do it for a while. Thank you, 139784, my favorite hex code. 2, the horse promotion. Yes, you... Why can't you believe it's pay to win around here? I don't get it. I just... come on now. That's silly. Yeah, I'll try to make memberships fun. I'm excited for the emotes to be done though. It'll be a bit, you know. The creative process, you can witness it in my Discord server every so often when my store decides to stream it. So yeah, okay, yeah, let's start the stream. I mean the presentation. We already started the stream. Let's start the presentation. So, 2023, New Year's resolutions, fitness, and you. What can you do to be like this beautiful horse here? This dashing motherfucker who probably is related to me in some way. You can kind of see, you know, our eyes are really similar. So, oh, what growth hormones should you be taking in 2023? Please raise your hand for questions during this presentation to maintain order in the classroom. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Spider, for becoming a horse private. I'm glad you got that promotion. You know, I got a lot of things to hand out this year. It'll be a fun time. We're gonna have fun with this. Next slide. Goals, goals, goals. Not seagulls. Not horseshoe goals. Probably abs, I suppose. Those are good goals, yeah. So my first line of advice, my first bullet point, don't set dramatic life change goals, you know, drastic, crazy life change goals. So what you want to do is do things that are manageable. What growth hormones should you be taking in 2023? Well, horse pills. I can only recommend horse pills. Yes, not seagulls either. Just goals. So no going crazy, you know. Don't say, oh, you know, I'm going to become, don't say I'm going to become a serial killer in 2023. Say, you know, maybe I might commit a little bit of murder. Just one though. Like, you don't want to do, because, you know, like, you have to learn how to do it effectively, and you can't do sloppy work, okay? If you try to go all the way to the top when you're at the bottom, you're just going to do work that you can't be proud of looking back. So you have to set manageable small goals to get to that point. Stop, you don't want to be like the seagull, okay? Look at this motherfucker, he's terrible, just terrible. Don't pressure yourself with timelines either. If you're trying something new in particular, like if you're trying to get to like a certain weight or something and you've never, you know, cut down X amount of weight in a certain time, don't say, oh, I gotta do it in this amount of time. Because chances are, you might end up taking shortcuts or doing something unhealthy. You don't want to do that shit. That's stupid. You're not stupid. You are educated. We are all intelligent in the UmARMY. So, yeah, that's... How much do I have to work out to fight off at least 5 kindergarten children that keep bullying me when I pass by the park? Well... That's a tough question. At least 3 though. At least 3. Oh, good new year to you too. Thank you. The next bullet says, not everything goes according to plan, unless I'm the one planning, of course. But, no, all jokes aside, you know, sometimes things happen unexpectedly. You know, a little wrench in our plan. You know, you let the dog outside, the dog runs away, the wife leaves you because the dog's gone, and then when the dog comes back, she gets custody over the dog because you let the dog get away. No, some things are outside of our power with goals, so don't sweat it if, you know, shit goes wrong. You just have to try and find the willpower to get back on track. You have to just go for it, you know? Just, yeah. I mean, unreasonable deadlines, they're gonna drag you down. You want to make sure that you know what you can handle and don't do too much at once. Did you know the CDC added ivermectin to countermeasures for the coof? I don't know what the fuck that means, but yeah, that sounds good to me. Yeah. Vague goals are fine too sometimes, you know? If you try to get really specific, or, you know, just maybe your goal is, I want to make more friends. Well, by golly, you make friends. Don't worry about how many friends you're making. Try to, you know, prioritize quality over quantity. And that's okay. That's just enough. That's fine, you know. Not everything has to be, like, super specific. Oh god, this goal has really nice feathers, though, looking at this more carefully. But yeah. So that's my general advice for New Year's goals. My goals? Oh, you're gonna see my goals by the end of this stream. Let me tell you, I got a lot planned. I'm excited for this. Do horseshoes taste like chicken? Find out in the next slide. Maybe. So now we're on to the fitness part. This is the fun part. Okay, so core fundamentals of training. We have an apple core being cut up here. That's how you know this shit's serious. So I will go with steps. Step 1. Before any workout, you want to do dynamic stretches. Dynamic stretches as defined by the horse girl. Because, you know, I made a video about this shit before, but it helps a little bit to be able to just ramble on more than I would be able to in a video. So, stretching. I forget to do that shit all the time, but it's actually important, you know. I forget to do it because I take pre-workout. When you take pre-workout and then you walk to the gym and then you're at the gym, you're like, oh shit, I gotta do something, right? But you want to move around a little bit, you know, just kind of like wiggle your arms, wiggle your legs, wiggle your whole body, and then, you know, loosen up your muscles before you start contracting them and shit. Proper form is also a priority. It's very easy to get caught up in your music and, you know, just, oh shit, oh, my back is not supposed to bend at that angle, and before you know it, you're hospitalized, you can't work out anymore. No, you don't want to do that shit. So make sure that your form is good. Don't try to move up in weights too quickly before making sure your form is good. That is a very easy mistake to make, and it will increase the likelihood of injuries and will also reduce the gains that you make overall. Proper breathing is also important. Typically at the peak of the motion you want to exhale, and then when you're coming back in and relaxing your muscles, you want to inhale again. It's very strange. I wish it were the opposite. It would make more sense to my brain, but what happens if you do static stretches at the beginning of a workout instead of dynamic? I think it actually increases the chance of injury a bit, because basically your muscles haven't warmed up at all. Like, you're just like forcing it. You know, okay, how do I explain this? I know that shit's really bad for you though. You're just, don't do it. Just don't do it. It's not good for your muscles to do that. You want to do static stretches at the end. Static stretches, for those of you who don't know, are more traditional stretches that you do. And it's the stretches we all know. It's the take my word for it, okay? I'm a trustworthy source of information. But yeah, do that at the end because that will help reduce the likelihood of injury, because I don't know why. I don't know the science behind it. I just know that that's how it is. I've read multiple sources on this, okay? I'm sorry that your muscles demolecularized. So yeah, proper breathing, just remember, exhale at the top of a motion and inhale on the bottom. This will allow you to basically push yourself just slightly more. It'll help you get a little bit more out of each rep, and that's very helpful. Yeah, Source, just trust me, bro. I know what I'm talking about. So, does eating Chipotle count as a stomach stretch? No, it doesn't. Monitoring your routine is a very good thing to do. I've noticed that a lot of my coworkers and stuff who get into the gym, they just kind of walk in without a plan, and it's like, you can do that, but having a set rotation of exercises, having at least a vague idea of what you're, knowing what you're gonna do is a good idea. So I recommend, writing out what exercises you think you can get done in time in advance. I typically do 6 with the amount of time I have. I do 6 per time I go to the gym. And then just write down how many reps, how many sets you do, how much weight you're using. And then each week, I would recommend, tweaking it a bit, or however often you get back to that new point in the split that you're doing. So, yeah. Okay, you want to look like Liver King, but you don't have 15k to drop on gear every month. What do? I don't know who that is, but, honestly, everything comes in time. It's just a matter of, figuring out what kind of routine you can make to help meet your goals. So, Yeah, I mean, I can't really give advice until I look into that one a little bit more. Can you use a Catherine wheel to what the fuck is that? I don't know what that is, so I can't tell you. Oh, it's a man on steroids? Oh, that's gonna be really hard. I mean, technically you can get super fit, but steroid level is kind of hard to reach naturally. I'm gonna be honest. That's a little high, but we'll get you there. Don't worry. My training arc is absolute. So outside of monitoring your routine, which I highly recommend, by the way, there's hydration as well as sleep. You want to try and get 8 bottles of water a day, you know, standard bottle size. I don't like leading a you know what, here, I'll drink water real quick just to emphasize the point. You know, water is important. Yeah, it's good for you. That's that good shit right there. And then for sleep, I know most of us can survive on 5 hours of sleep or 4 hours of sleep or no hours of sleep if need be, but it's important to try and sleep 6 to 7 hours, 6 to 8 hours, I guess, to properly recover muscles. You know, muscle takes a long ass time to repair. You gotta get your amino acids, you gotta get your protein in, but then you also have to sleep properly or you're not gonna heal up. And then if you don't heal up and you try to work the same muscles again, well guess what? You're probably gonna be fucking sore or injure yourself or some other dumb shit. Yes, it's okay to get 10 hours of sleep if you can get it. I wish I could fucking get 10 hours, that sounds lovely. Is Pervitin a proper replacement for sleep? I don't know what that is, but probably not. That sounds like a tricky question. Yeah, about half a liter. You know, just, you know, if you don't know how much water is enough, just get more. Oh, thank you, 139785 for the 5 carrots. Cannot stay, have a happy new year? Well, I hope you have a happy new year as well. Thank you for stopping by. Yes, remember to drink milk for strong bones. Alright, so, starting point. If I sleep 4 or 5 hours and feel fine, is that my body playing tricks? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. That's not enough sleep. That's not good. So the starting point, I would say modified exercises if you are just starting from ground zero. Not everyone can do a lot of push-ups from the get-go. Some people can't do a push-up, and you know what? That's fine. I think at one point I couldn't really do a push-up that well. So there are modifications to exercises that you can do. Generally, I would try starting with calisthenics, which is just body weight exercises, or lower weights. Like, it's fine to even start with 5-pound dumbbells. There's no shame in it. We all start somewhere. Just, you know, as long as you're willing to make the effort, then it's fine. I think at this time of year, exercise equipment is really cheap everywhere. And Planet Fitness, I think, is having a sale. I've seen a bunch of fucking ads. I don't really necessarily approve of Planet Fitness, just based on the shit I've heard, but I mean, it's a good place to start if you can afford getting a membership there, or even if you just want to buy some cheap exercise equipment and kind of just, you know, you see if you are, you know, see if you're interested in keeping up a routine at home. I know it's harder for some people, like, it's like how it's hard for me to study outside of a library, or once I get home I can't really study, so, you know, just figure out what works for you, test the waters a little bit, you know? Yes, Planet Fitness is cringe. I prefer to stay on Earth. So, yes, like I said, calisthenics and lighter weights. Routine split is important. You want to think about what goals you have, and then you want to split it up. Push-pull legs is a standard split. I personally do push-pull legs, and before legs, I do a supplementary core day because it's really hard to get in core or ab exercises otherwise, and I like having a dedicated day for it. That's just my personal preference. It's what I did today at the gym, actually, this morning. So, I think it's really good to just think about what you want to do, think about the steps to get there. You have to just, I can help with routines, that's no problem. I mean, you can kind of Google it to look up the basics and shit, but it's a little bit, yeah, gym bros are very supportive. People are afraid they're gonna be judged at the gym, but really that's usually not the case. The only time I ever really judge people is, I don't know actually, I can't really remember last time I have, because normally I'm absorbed in my own workout. People usually don't care as long as you're not hurting yourself, hurting other people, being excessively loud for no reason, you know. Can you start bulking with diesel? No, probably not. But yeah, so think about your routine carefully depending on what you want to do. You can work out with as little as like 15 minutes a day. It's all just about starting somewhere and working from there, and then you pick up more knowledge as you go. The more you get into it, the more you spend on it, the more you just want to work out on your own. You don't even have to push yourself after a certain point. Minor diet modifications. I will say here, I'm not a nutritionist, but I do know a fair bit about healthy eating just because I've had to look into it for my own standards. I would say don't drastically try to change your diet. Like, if you need to cut out excess sugars and shit, do that shit slowly. I will say for, like, an easy thing to try and work on that I would recommend that you probably don't think about much in your day-to-day life is, it's about drinks that, drinks other than water. Drinks other than water have a deceptive amount of calories in them, even just like fruit juices and shit. You can look at the label and it's like, holy shit, I'm getting a lot of calories every day in these sodas and juices and stuff. So trying to like slowly go over to water is a really good thing to do. And if you're like me and don't like drinking a lot of just fucking plain ass water every day, then you can add a little bit of fruit juice, or there's like these things you can buy at the store that are like, they're like low calorie or no calorie water sweeteners, kind of. They're just fruit juice. That can get kind of expensive though, but it is an option to consider, and it's probably still cheaper than drinking soda. I'm gonna be honest, that shit seems expensive. So that's what I do. I usually just flavor water, and it's fine. It's like, it's an easy way to make sure you can get your water in quickly, and eventually maybe you could just drink plain water. I don't know, but water is a super important part, and you really don't want to go too crazy on sugary drinks. It's gonna hurt your gains overall. And honestly, just making that lifestyle change, if you eventually can, it's gonna be really good for you in the long run. Other than that, obviously you want to try and have a balanced diet. You want to try and get, I think it's like 1.5 grams of protein or some shit per pound. I don't know. You see, the internet says a lot of different shit about how much protein you need if you're doing regular weightlifting, but yeah, soda's gonna taste really shitty once you cut it out. That's a lot of artificial sugars. Once you get used to having natural sugar, it'll probably make you nauseous or just really confused when you try to put it in your body again. You're like, oh shit, this is horrible. But yeah, try to get a little bit of fruit in, try to get, yeah, fruit's really good for helping with sugar cravings too. And you obviously don't want to go overboard on it, but fruits like apples in particular, they don't have too much sugar in them and they're really good for you, so that's something to consider. And then of course you want some greens in there, just try to get balanced nutrition. It really does take a lot to get the hang of, and I know for some people it's really difficult to do. Meal prep can be a bitch to do, especially when you're pressed on time, so yeah, I don't know. There's a lot more to that. I can't go on about that too long though. I do recommend taking progress pictures. I will say it's not particularly fun to do, especially when you're starting out. You're like, oh shit, how could this is embarrassing. A lot of us are ashamed of where we're at when we start out, because obviously we have goals. We want to do better. We want to push ourselves more. But it's important to do that because the scale isn't always going to be a true story of your progress, especially if you're doing things where you're putting on muscle. So it's important to take progress pictures because your body is cutting down fat from different places. So it's just good to have something, same lighting, same angle, do it like once a month. And then just look back on it over time and you'll see that, hey, your weight might be fluctuating, it might not be going down much. Or, in the case of weightlifting, I've gained like 30 pounds since I started weightlifting, but obviously it doesn't fucking look like that. You can just look and see, wow, I am making progress, and it's a great way to motivate yourself because you can see the change on you. Other people can see that shit too, but they can see it way better than you can, so just having a point of reference is really good for you, and I highly recommend doing it, especially when you're starting out. Because eventually, it might not matter as much, but every little thing you can do to motivate yourself when you're starting from ground zero, I feel like it's really important to do that because it can be hard at first. It takes a while to get into working out, I'll admit. It's really hard at first because it's just painful. You get the fucking beginner muscle soreness, that shit's brutal. Eventually your body doesn't hurt as much and you get more energy than you lose from working out, it feels like. It's a great way to start your morning. Wouldn't recommend doing it on an empty stomach though. Fasting and then going into it, not necessarily a great idea. It's a good idea to try and get a little bit of carbohydrates in, a little bit of sugars, just something to help you. I typically have a protein shake or, you know, something alongside that too, like an apple, and then you're good to go. It's just better than doing it on an empty stomach, honestly. And it's not like too heavy. So it's fine to have like a snack before you start working out, but I wouldn't recommend a full meal. You want to have at least 2 hours or so between the time of a full meal and when you start a workout, ideally, because you need to give your body time to digest it, and then you'll have a proper amount of energy to work with as well. Yes, it does make you very tired at first, so it's pretty rough. Tang has a lot of sugar in it. Shut up. That's not gonna work. That's not gonna work. Yes, invest in apples. Apples are good for your health. So yeah, having a plan of attack, very good idea. You just want to have a general strategy of how you want to do it, you know, what steps you want to take. Have I seen that video of a snake eating a crab? No, but I'll look it up after this. Yeah, that's overall my advice for starting points, really. How do you tell lactic acid apart from muscle pains? Muscle pains are going to be a lot sharper. Lactic acid buildup, it's kind of like, it's like a dull soreness in your muscles, but if you're experiencing sharp pains, then you might want to stop, wait for that to heal, and then get back into it. But lactic acid buildup that's the beginner soreness I was talking about. That's what's going to hurt you when because you know that your body has to fucking get over that shit. And it also kind of happens to a smaller degree when you switch routines, but you do want to try and switch up routines every so often to engage the same muscle groups in different ways, because that's going to help your gains overall too. Your body gets used to doing the same motions. That's why people are able to train themselves to do shit like pull-ups, which are very hard. Really, honestly, pull-ups are kind of hard. But if you train your body to do those motions, then the exercise itself becomes a lot easier. And you want to switch it up so that you can still work out the same muscles, but you're working them out in different ways, so you're able to keep your gains up. You don't need to drink a gallon of milk before a workout. I mean, if you want to, if that's what you want to do in your morning, I guess you can, but it's not necessary. Pull-ups are a bitch to do, don't worry about it. Calisthenics and weightlifting, completely different things. You know, strong people might be able to lift a shit ton, but that doesn't mean they can necessarily do that many pull-ups. It really just depends. Like, you're gonna get different shit depending on what you do, because, you know, weightlifting, it's about mastering weights greater than your own. But calisthenics is more so about mastering your body's own weight and being able to handle it. That's how I see it, at least. Like, someone who can do a shit ton of pull-ups can't necessarily lift as much as someone who's doing dedicated weight training, so think about your own goals. Calisthenics are really good for getting toned, but so are endurance exercises for weightlifting, which I will try to get into. I don't know if I added that, actually. I might have forgotten, but calisthenic strength is incredibly practical in day-to-day life, I will say. You know, weight training can be more of a flex, but it's really nice too. So, general rule of thumb, I don't think I added it, so I'll just go over it now. Endurance exercises, which is high reps, lower to mid-tier weight kind of, is good for getting toned, you know? You don't have to worry about getting super fucking bulky. It's still good. It's great, actually for burning calories. It's really good. It's better than cardio, I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure weight training is better than cardio in general, but so that's good if that's your goal. Strength training might not necessarily like slim you down as much because you want to have a certain amount of fat on you to be able to keep up with higher strength demands. It's kind of like unintentional bulking, I guess. I don't know. You're just not doing a cut. So that's what I think of when I think of higher weight, lower reps is generally what people, even starting out, they just do it like without really thinking about it. Yeah, it really all depends on your goal. I tend to do medium to high weights, and then I do higher reps. Generally, when I'm working out, I do 12 to 25 reps with like medium-ish weights. I don't know. I'm kind of just going for an in-between, but that's just because of my personal goals. So remember, if you want to get really toned or just burn a fuck ton of calories, you know. Also, muscular endurance is really useful in day-to-day life as well. I think it's also more practical than just doing a lot of strength. But also, if you're doing low weights, high weights, low reps, that is really good for building muscle. So if you want to look strong as fuck, that is the way to do it. If you want to look toned, you know, just kind of like slim down a bit, you know, got some muscles to show off, muscular endurance is a much better thing to do. And again, that's going to be high weights and low. I keep confusing myself. It's high reps, low weight. Or the in-between. I'm not, how far can I run before I collapse? I'm not much of a runner, to be honest. I don't like doing cardio that much. I've been trying to do it more because I'm preparing for the max difficulty Ring Fit stream I want to do this year, but yeah. Not much of my thing. I can do it, I just don't like it. Okay, next slide, right? Middle ground. Middle ground, middle ground. So when you're building a routine, something to consider is how many muscle groups do you want to work out per that day? Generally, they would advise doing one main muscle group and one or two subcategories. Now what this entails is, okay, let me just explain why people do push-pull legs. So push is going to be, what is push again? I think that's bicep back. Wait, no, okay, that's tricep chest is push. Pull is going to be bicep back, and legs is just legs. And then you can do a supplementary exercise to hit things like core, and I don't know. I mix shoulders in with, I mix shoulders when I'm doing bicep and back, and then for tricep and chest, I don't think I have any supplementary exercises that day. But, so what I mean by compound and isolated exercises in order matters. Generally, for a certain day, like say you're doing tricep chest for example, there are certain exercises you can do that are going to hit both groups at the same time. Those are called compound exercises. And you don't want to work a muscle group to exhaustion before you've done your compound exercises because that is going to make them harder to do. What I mean by that is there are exercises that are isolated a certain group, like you can hit specifically just chest. Actually, I don't know if you can or not. That's kind of hard to do. But you can hit specifically just triceps pretty easily. So you want to make sure that you are doing your compound exercise as a priority so that you can push yourself to the absolute fullest. And then isolated exercises are a good way to work that muscle group to exhaustion. Meaning, hey man, I really can't do another fucking rep of this. I think I'm actually going to just die if I try to do another rep of it. So yeah, order actually matters a lot, so you want to think about that. Yes. Isometric exercises? Oh, I don't know. Maybe that's the word. I don't know. I just think isolated and compound. That's just how I look at it. So yes, always make sure you hit those compound exercises first, or you'll be like, damn, this was really easy to do last week, but for some reason I can't hit it. Hey, did you do your exercises in a different order? That's probably why. Work out every day or get tased? That's a very extreme way of doing it, but hey, if that keeps you motivated. Strengthen your legs so that kicks will snap bones. Just become a horse. Also, general rule of thumb as well, this isn't just because I'm biased towards strength. Please do your strength training before you do cardio. Like, you're just not going to have the energy to do the lifts that you should otherwise be able to do. You want to do cardio afterwards, because that's using the residual energy you have left to do cardio, instead of, hey, I just did this cardio that wore me the fuck out, and now I'm gonna try and lift. That just doesn't work as well. It's inefficient, it's kind of stupid, honestly. Just don't do that if you can help it. Like, just try not to. There's pre-exhausting muscles before doing the big lifts, so you still do the same amount of work and effort without having to really stack on the weight, but that's more advanced lifting. That is true. Yeah, that is actually true. This is kind of just like the advice that I can give to beginners so that they don't, like, you know, overthink shit too much, or just, yeah, I don't know. It's like, it's good beginner advice. That's what I can say. Cardio sucks. I fucking hate cardio. Short distance is pretty fun. I don't know. I like endurance in everything I do. So if I'm gonna do cardio, I'm probably gonna just jog for a while. So, important fact, squeeze muscles at the peak of the motion and be sure to form a mind-muscle connection. It might sound really fucking stupid, but if you think about the muscle you're working out while you're working out the muscle, you will actually engage it more. You have to consciously think about what you're doing and make sure that you're not, because otherwise your body's going to try and use other muscles to make the weight you're lifting easier to lift. It's just like a subconscious thing that we do. So, think about the muscle group that you want to engage. Squeeze your muscle at the top of the motion. Go slowly. Going slow will help. You also want to avoid swinging motions when you're doing it. That will help make sure that you're getting the engagement you need, and you can use lower weights. And if you use lower weights while you're moving up, like say, you know, you're on a budget and like you can't necessarily get those super fucking heavy weights that you really want next month. You don't need to know the muscle to think about them, no. But see, how this helps you is you take this lighter weight, you're slowly lifting it up, because you know normally you might be trying to quickly get through your set, but if you slowly lift it and squeeze the muscle at the top, you know, the next day you're gonna be like, oh shit, I'm way more sore than I normally is. That's because you subconsciously are going to try and quickly go through the motions. You're gonna not think about the muscles you're engaging, and you want to try and break those habits. You want to engage your mind as well as your body when you're lifting as much as possible. And yes, don't kip. Don't cheat yourself in the motions. Don't do CrossFit pull-ups, for God's sake. That's my advice for this stuff. Just think really hard about what you're doing, because that will also help you maintain a proper form. And if you have really fucking hype music, then, you know, the pain's not gonna even matter as much anyway. So just put your mind into it, man. Just go for it. Yeah, well, CrossFit fucking sucks, okay? Oh, right, I forgot I put this in here. So yeah, there's no slide for this, but let's keep going! So, supplements and nutrition. So here on the side we have a picture of mini chickens eating a rotisserie chicken. Highly recommend watching the full video, by the way, that shit's great. But so supplements. I will sing hype music for you eventually, I promise. Supplements, I don't know what the missing slide means. I think I asked in my server what slides I should add, because actually no, I asked what graphics I should add, and someone said add a missing slide, so I was like, fuck it, fine, I'll put a missing slide in there. But, supplements. So, supplements are more of kind of like, you know, hey, I've been working out for a little bit, or... Actually, no, some of them are good for the beginning, but the only supplement I would really recommend starting out is protein powder, and I'm pretty sure protein powder is also kind of on sale right now. I don't know, most exercise shit is, so maybe you can get some really affordable protein powder. That's just going to help you meet your daily protein needs, because it can be pretty difficult. Pre-workout is basically, it has caffeine in it, and it'll also, there's like beta-alanine in it. It's gonna give you this weird fucking tingly feeling. Your body's gonna feel super energized. It's like kind of artificially warming up your body in a sense. Like, you know how you can like fucking jog for like 15 minutes or something, or just do some light cardio if you want to warm up a bit easier. Dynamic stretching, of course, is something you want to do too, but pre-workout is really good for just hopping right into weightlifting. I use it just as a habit. It can get you pumped up really well, because it's kind of like you take it and it's like, oh shit, I have to work out now. Like your body is forcing you to work out pretty much, because you are in a state where you will feel shitty if you don't work out. So it's a good thing to take, like just, you know, hey, I'm gonna take this scoop now. Okay, I've taken it, let me go work out right away. There's not, oh, I'm gonna take this and not work out. No, you gotta fucking work out. But also keep in mind, the important thing with this is, so pre-workout's going to impact you differently based on whether or not you've eaten. Also, watch the dosages very carefully. So if you've eaten already, you can afford to take a little bit more. But if you haven't eaten yet, please make sure you're not taking a full dose. You will feel horrible. And trust me, you do not want to overdose on this shit. Or, you know, really just... Yeah, watch it. It's not fun. It's really not fun just being on the full effects of pre-workout. And yeah... frozen dinners are bad, but do you have any general diet advice? I did give it a bit ago, but I would say go for a higher protein diet. Fruits, vegetables, just general balance overall. Watch your calorie intake, make sure that you are burning off a good number of calories, but there are calculators online that can help you figure out roughly how many calories you want to take in. Also, be careful to avoid really sugary drinks. Try to switch over to water gradually, even if it means adding sweetener to your water, and you can add 0-calorie sweetener. There are options at the store. There are healthy options. You don't have to fucking pick up Kool-Aid packets, trust me. There are things that use fruit juice. Because I was thinking about it when I used to add like mint or lemon juice to my water, but I'm like, are there other flavors I can try? And sure enough, companies sell that shit, and it's like, you can get it for like the same price as soda or whatever, and it just works better. It's better for your body, and you save yourself so many unnecessary calories. Tea is good for you, yes. I believe tea is generally very good for you. Okay, creatine. Now you guys probably might have vaguely heard of creatine, or you have a great idea of what creatine is, depending on how much you've worked out, but creatine is something your body naturally produces, but as a supplement, it is going to basically add a bit of your body's water into your muscles and make it easier to lift more things. It is a supplement that you want to take every day, and eventually, I think after a week is when you'll start noticing a change. It's going to make bigger lifts easier, it's going to help your gains a bit, but the thing about creatine is you're going to want to make sure you drink an extra bottle of water every day if you're taking creatine, because obviously it's taking more water to put into your muscles, so your kidney is not going to be very happy unless you drink more water to compensate. It's really not that much more water every day, but please be mindful of it if you do decide to take creatine. And it's more of a thing, I've been working out for like a month or two, a couple months, and I want to try and push myself a little bit more. That's when I would recommend getting creatine, because supplements can get expensive very quickly, and you want to be mindful of what you're putting into your body. A good source. I don't fucking gorilla what now? I don't know if that's a good source of creatine or not. Yeah, exercise supplements are pretty expensive, but they are definitely worth it long term, I would say. I don't know why the protein powerhouse has a Jewish Star of David. I just added stars. Don't worry about the stars too much. Is mayonnaise or creatine? No, it's not. No, it is not. What else do I have? Oh, Q&A. So that was the general overall view of fitness, just like getting into it, setting goals for yourself, just alright, so I guess overall you have to stretch before, think about what kind of diet you want to do, monitor your progress, both in progress pictures and actual numbers. It does not take long to do, trust me. And then make a split for yourself based on your goals and how much time you have to dedicate to working out every week or day. And yeah, stuff like that. There's a lot that goes into it, but once you have a routine down, it's really not that complicated. So what are you guys' questions? What questions do you have for me? Static or active stretching? Dynamic stretches prior to working out, static stretches afterwards. This is because you want to warm up and then kind of like settle your, once you've been lifting. Okay, so dynamic exercises are like a good way of loosening up your muscles, then actually doing the exercise is engaging those muscles, and then static is kind of just like, it's like adding a varnish to something like you're working on, like art-wise. It's just kind of like a nice finishing touch, and it's good for your body to do to help reduce the risk of injury. I think it makes your muscles more elastic in doing that. How much protein is in a homeless man? Groceries are expensive. I can't reveal that information. I can't not tell you for reasons. You said a week, so it's okay to do this once a week, or is that just randomly splitting up hours throughout the week? You can work out on any schedule pretty much. 30 minutes a day is a sufficient workout. I work out 2 to 3 hours because I'm fucking insane, but I worked up to that point. I did not start out that way. Oh, I disconnected for a second. Yeah, I did not start out working out a lot, so 30 minutes is fine a day. I work out 4 days a week in total. Just depends on what muscle group splits you want to do. You do not want to work out all the same muscle groups in a day. You want to have a major muscle group and a minor muscle group split, and then I would highly recommend starting with push-pull legs if you do not have a lot of knowledge on muscle group splits. How much protein is in horse meat? I don't know, probably a decent bit, but please don't go eating horse meat. Is everyday leg day? It is if you're running from the police. Why is Karekyo's grizzly the ideal male form? I don't know who that is. I feel like you guys know more about muscular men than I do. I started walking 10,000 steps every other day since November and also eating healthy. So in case you guys don't know, 10,000 steps is what is considered generally like a really good step goal to reach for every day. It might seem like a lot, but really it's not too bad. I think it's approximately 5 miles for most people. And again, you know, it might seem like a lot, but I think you can get that in like 2 hours of walking. So that's just, you know, in your day-to-day. Your phones can track that shit, so, you know, just kind of peek at the app and see what you can do. Is the JoJo character the ideal male form? Probably, I don't know. Why does lifting boxes do more for my core than my shoulders? It depends on what your lifting form is, honestly, but that is a good question. I don't know how you're lifting the boxes. You're probably engaging that muscle group to a certain extent, though. Something to think about, something to think about. There's so much to go into when it comes to working out. But yes, please be mindful when you're making a routine. Don't do too much at once. You want to make sure that you are doing something that you can reasonably manage. Give yourself that muscle group split. Find like an approximate starting point. Focus more so on modified exercises or calisthenics and lighter weights when you're first starting out. Because as much as it, you know, everyone wants to fucking just go in and like start curling 25s, but that is not reasonable. You can't just go in and start curling 25s unless you have like a really bulky build. Because guess what? Body type also matters a lot when you're doing weightlifting. No, don't use your back when you're lifting and do twisting, jerking motions. That is bad advice. Don't do that. What is the plate equivalent of 3 homeless men? I don't know, that's probably really good protein though, kinda, sorta, maybe. I'm sorry I can't give you guys more advice on nutrition though. It is something I need to work on more. If you guys need help building a routine, I'll add a fitness channel to my Discord and you can kinda just hop in and I will help you guys for a while. I will do what I can to provide suggestions for just like a general direction on where you can go. And my link to my Discord is in my video descriptions, and also it's in the top right corner on my channel page. So yeah, I will help you guys as much as I can. In that regard, I will do what I can for you, but you know, it's only to a certain extent. The rest is up to you. You have to stay motivated. Also, as something that I want to point out, it's normal for anyone of any level. You stop working out for a week or two, it is hard as fuck to get back into that. So try to at least do a little bit every day, even on the days that you don't feel like doing anything at all. Because if you stop, if you let your momentum go down, it takes about 2 weeks for muscles to start deteriorating. Like if you stop working out, you're going to start losing your gains in roughly 2 weeks. So it's okay to take a week off, or 2 weeks or whatever, if you have to. If you're on vacation, you just can't afford to work out. But don't say to yourself, oh, I haven't worked out in a bit, now I just can't do it anymore. Because that's going to happen to you guys. Like, you have to keep going. I've stopped a couple times this year for a week or two because of like, I don't know, I fucking got injured at one point, like slight injury while running, just shit like that, you know, I was on vacation, I couldn't afford to go and do the exercises that I normally do, but you have to get over that mental hurdle and you have to just push yourself to go. That is why it's helpful to take things like pre-workout when you're weightlifting, because it will help just force you to just do it. Let's see. Well, what do you guys have? Sorry, that was a little bit of a passionate rant there, but people just, you know, they start really strong and it makes me sad when they just have to stop for reasons and then they just can't bring themselves to get back into it. I don't want that to happen to you guys. Don't start your first gym session by benching 600 pounds, no. Oh, becoming a bodybuilder was my greatest decision. I spent 2 hours 3 days a week with big sweaty feel that, except that I'm paying attention to the people around me. Should I start by lifting the heaviest rock I can and putting it down? Only if you're doing it with proper form and actually can handle it. What are we fitnessing and where are we fitnessing into? I don't know. How much protein is in an improvised explosion device? I don't know that either. Don't be eating those, though. My house is surrounded by coyotes and people who shoot coyotes. Is there a good substitute for running that doesn't require buying a treadmill? That's a hard one. That's a hard one. It depends on whether or not you have a gym around you, because you can do like elliptical or biking and stuff like that, like stationary biking, but as far as like having cardio just inside your house without a treadmill, that's pretty difficult, honestly. Hey bro, if I take high intensity interval classes 4 days a week, how do I know if I should add more days? I wouldn't recommend adding more days, because generally for cardio, you're going to want to space out high intensity days with lower intensity days, like one high intensity day, one break day / low intensity day, then another high intensity day. So I would focus more so on upping the intensity of that rather than just adding more days. You can even spend a little bit more time if you want to, but just, yeah, I would try to push yourself more in the days that you do. Make the most of the time that you have to dedicate to working out instead of just, just spending your entire week straight working out. Tips on staying motivated. I can't ever stick with anything, sadly, including working out for more than 1 to 3 weeks. So, again, I will say, have a set schedule. Just, like, know what you're going to do in a certain exercise rotation. Like, push-pull legs, great starting point. Write down what you're doing. Just, like, keep track of the exercises you're doing and try to, like, you can see those progresses in numbers then. Like, you can see yourself improving if you have it written down. Also, take progress pictures, because the scale is not accurate to what's actually going on with your body, especially if you're doing weightlifting. You're going to go up in weight or not move at all, and you'll be like, what the fuck am I doing wrong? I'm not making any progress. No, you are making progress. It's just hard to fucking tell, but you will start to see it after a month or two. You're gonna start seeing your body change, and having progress pictures is a great way to keep track of that. So that's like, it's gonna be hard mentally. It's very hard at first because you're gonna have lactic acid buildup, and that shit's painful. It's tiring. You're gonna feel like shit. But once you get over that, you're gonna feel energetic when you exercise. You're gonna feel better about yourself. You're gonna feel healthier. You're gonna have more energy. You're gonna want to do things more. You're gonna want to go out and do shit. And that's why I feel so passionate about fitness, because I want people to have the energy to get through their day and to feel good about themselves when they wake up in the morning. Just look in the mirror. You're like, damn, I'm fucking powerful. I'm great, okay? Yeah, the exact same thing happened to me. A week-long vacation. Now it feels like I have to fight an uphill to get to where I was. It's going to feel like you've lost a shit ton of progress when you take a little bit of time off. Sadly, that's just the reality of the situation. But it's just, you have to get over that mental hurdle. Don't let a week or two break stop you from pushing yourself further. Because, like I said, it takes about 2 weeks for your muscles to start, breaking down, for you to start losing that progress. And the longer you let yourself stay in that slump, you're going to start losing all of that work that you put into, like, getting up to that point. And, losing a bit of progress is natural. It could take you, like, a week to get back to where you were before, but just tell yourself, it's better that I spend this week doing this now to get back this progress that I lost, instead of having to spend way longer to get back to the point I was before. And again, you can kind of track this if you're keeping your numbers. Like, if you write down your numbers, you can make sure that you're consistently growing every week, that you're pushing yourself just a little bit more. Like, adding 3 reps to an exercise is generally what I do. That's just because I do endurance, or I go up in 5 pounds. It's either 5-pound increase in weight I'm doing, or I'm adding 3 reps to what I'm doing. Or, it's like, oh shit, this exercise is pretty hard. Just stay at that current weight and current reps for that week and move up in other categories. Move up in your compound, move up in your isolated. It really just depends on what your body is capable of handling, how much energy you have for that given day, just shit like that. Are crayons full of protein? No, they're not. Lifting a big rock and putting it down is strongman. Yes, it is. Should I do quick jerky motions with my back or slow jerky motions with your back? No jerky motions with your back. Yeah, there are some good healthy frozen foods in most grocery stores nowadays. That is true. It's a common misconception. Just completely rule them out, I would say. Is holding out the weight in front of you an exercise? It depends on what you're doing. That actually kind of is, depending on what you're doing. It's hard to... I don't know. Some exercises have you hold a certain position for a small period of time, and that will help engage the muscle more. So, yeah. What do I think of those electric body fat sensors? Are they accurate in your experience? Those typically calculate your BMI and other things like that. I wouldn't say they're completely accurate. It really depends. Generally, you know, when you go into facilities or something to get those things calculated, you'll know how accurate they are. I think a common problem a lot of people make is going into them dehydrated, or there's like a certain condition you have to go into those to get the most accurate measurements. I've only done it once or twice, and I can't say it was terribly helpful for me, but they are pretty good, but I would rely more on progress photos personally. I feel like it's just better for people who are new to it to do. It's something anyone can do, so yeah. The scale is not accurate, man. That shit's so deceptive and it makes people feel psyched out. Endurance or strength? I think endurance is better, personally. And I mean muscular endurance, not cardio. I don't like cardio that much. I do it because it's good to do. I do like an hour of cardio every day, but I do 2 hours of lifting for every hour of cardio I do. So that's how much I fucking hate it. But don't neglect one or the other. It's not good for you, really. I mean, I guess a lot of people, everyone's gonna have a preference. No one's gonna say, oh, I like doing cardio and weightlifting. No, that's unrealistic. You're gonna like doing one or the other more. I like weightlifting because it's more engaging for me mentally to lift something in different ways. Over, oh shit, I've been running on this track for an hour. This is so fun. Yeah, I don't know how the fuck people can feel that way. Runner's high? I don't get that shit. I don't understand. I'm sorry that the cram diet isn't working for me. I can't recommend it. It just isn't that good. I need motivational music in the background? Yeah, probably. It's very helpful for working out, though. Gets you distracted. Pre-worked with a 7-Eleven hot dog and I threw up like the guy who drank the 15-year-old Crystal Pepsi in the squat pod. Be careful about what you eat before you work out. Like, I did core and abs today, and I had probably like, I don't know, it's hard to drink like a certain amount of liquid or eat a certain amount of food before doing that, because that shit sucks. If Hans had her way with cardio, she'd look like a Volume 1 JoJo character. God. Any advice on how to balance out weight for different muscles? Like if I lift 10 kilos in bicep curls, how much for shoulder press to keep body in balance? That is difficult, but that is why I will say it's important to have a muscle split from the get-go, like push-pull legs. Again, highly recommend it. I don't know, you know, I just feel very passionate about push-pull legs. But in case you guys didn't know, for the newcomers, your muscles cannot handle the same load strength as other muscles. Your legs are generally, you're gonna be some of your most powerful muscles, because, you know, you're fucking walking around and shit. So to keep a good balance, figure out what your starting point is for each muscle group. Now, I want to say there's a magical way to do this, but it depends, individual to individual. And then make sure you're working out that muscle group the same as other muscle groups. Obviously, the numbers are going to be all over the fucking place, but again, that's completely normal. If you want a balanced body, you're going to have to work out all muscle groups equally, though. You don't want to have super big legs and then fucking chicken arms or T-Rex arms or whatever the fuck they call them. So, just try and exercise all those groups equally. Make sure you have the same amount of compound exercises for 2 given muscle groups than the other 2 muscle groups. Just try to get everything up at the same rate. I'm not one of... It's why I feel passionate against squats. I don't like when people go in just to work out their legs or work out their arms, because generally the dumb fucks working out just their arms are only doing biceps anyway. They're neglecting triceps. It's stupid. It's fucking stupid. Don't do that. Okay, what else is people asking? Can you believe there are people who run for literal days at a time, like 200 miles? No. I know they do, but it's stupid. Runner's high is just a caveman coat for running from predators. Yes, it is. What about that one 24-hour underground marathon somewhere in Scandinavia? I don't know anything about that. Salutations, Tomoe. Salutations to you too. People are letting me ramble about fitness. This is like a dream come true. I once ate a McGriddle after a year of no fast food and proceeded to lose 5 pounds with one good drink. It's honestly very hard to get back into eating fast food or drinking soda if you manage to get to a point where you cut it completely out of your diet. Hey, should I work out just one arm? Please don't do that. Please don't do that. Have you bench pressed a horse? No, I have not. Happy New Year to you too! Good tricep exercises through skull crushers. There are tricep extensions, there's cable exercises, there's dumbbell exercises for triceps. You can do kettlebell exercises too for triceps. Do I know the name of all of them? No, not really. I don't know the name of all of them. I think about the motions, I think about the pictures. If you guys want me to later, I can do another fitness stream where I'm just recommending specific exercises for both calisthenics and strength training. I can do that. That's no problem. I don't mind recommending exercises to you guys. But again, gonna have my Discord server channel just for giving you guys tips on exercise groups and shit. I don't know, anything really. Other fitness questions, because I have no doubt going into the new year there's gonna be a lot of people with these ideas of what they want to do, these goals, and I can be like, this is how you reach those goals based on my knowledge. I can do that. That is no problem. I don't mind giving you the advice that helps you guys minimize your research, because it is a lot of shit to look into, which could also add to the overwhelming factor of it when you're first getting into it. Is pre-workout worth it with like BCAA? I don't know much about BCAA, but pre-workout in my experiences is great for weightlifting. Please do not run while under pre-workout. It's not good for your heart at all because it increases your natural heart rate. But in the sense that it increases your natural heart rate, it also makes you want to work out immediately. So if you take it, it is great for pushing yourself to just go work out immediately. That's why I will recommend pre-workout personally, but also please watch the dosages when you're doing pre-workout. Any good strength exercises for people with no equipment? That is the purpose of calisthenics, and there are differing degrees of intensity for calisthenics as well. I know it's all body weight, but you have things like the difference between fucking doing sit-ups and doing dragon flags. And for those who don't know, dragon flags are my favorite core exercise, and favorite exercise in general, honestly. But calisthenics are sleeper powerful, and they are good for if you have no equipment and want to get into fitness, and then eventually maybe you'll want to buy a gym membership or get weights. But you can do pretty much any muscle group coverage with calisthenics as well. I will try to give more advice on that later. I am more experienced with weightlifting than I am calisthenics, but I do know a fair bit about both, so I will try to help there as well. No problem, no problem. How about bench pressing a pony? No way. Just told a buddy some of your advice and he said to tell you Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you as well, and to him. Should I smoke a pack while lifting? Probably not, no. Any tips to gain weight? My lack of weight is usually what limits to how strong I can get. So for that, I would recommend looking into weight gainer supplements. There are supplements that will allow you to gain weight in a healthy way. You do not want to do what is called dirty bulking, which is eating literally any old thing to fucking try and gain weight. I think generally when people are bulking, the thing they'll turn to most is chicken and rice, because you're getting the carbs you need, you're getting the protein you need, and you're getting the weight you need in order to get to the place you want to be at. So you're going to have to eat more calories, it's going to suck, but it will be healthy for you to do it that way in the long run. I highly advise against trying to take shortcuts when it comes to your body's health. Just that is the advice I will give there. I have maintained a stable weight my whole time because I have female metabolism, that's just how it is. So I don't have that issue, but weight gainers and chicken and rice are the advice that I will give you right there to get to the point where you have fat available to burn and convert into muscle easier. Let's see what else. Please, more fitness content? I got you guys if you're genuinely interested in learning about it. It's no problem. How many lines of pre-workout is too many? I would recommend taking 1 scoop or half a scoop depending on your tolerance. always take less if you are on an empty stomach because it will absolutely fuck you up otherwise. Some people need to take more pre-workout than others depending on their body composition, and also there are pre-workouts that have more caffeine content or beta-alanine, which is the stuff that makes you feel all tingly, than other ones. So also, C4 is a good brand for pre-workout, I would say, for beginners. And then from there, you know, you can get the super intense shit, like this. Yeah, I wouldn't buy too much from the get-go though. Just buy like one container, see how that works for you. Some pre-workout's not for everybody. Some people prefer to just like jog for a bit briefly to warm their bodies up, or they just don't need that shit, you know? They have more of a need to do cardio in their life than someone like me who hates cardio. So if you plan on doing more cardio after you finish lifting, I probably wouldn't take too much. If you're doing high intensity cardio, you can do like jogging or something and still take pre-workout. That's totally fine, but don't do like fucking sprints. Like don't do short bursts, high fucking stuff like that if you're gonna take pre-workout. That's my advice there. Is Ring Fit a gym membership? No, but it's kind of like Planet Fitness in the sense it's a good introductory to exercise, I would say. What the hell is dragonflies for core? It's called dragonflags, and basically you're lifting up your whole body with the core. You're using your core, you are anchoring your arms into a certain position, and you are lifting your body into a vertical position. Then you come down, you don't let your legs touch the bench, and then you go right back up. It's very difficult. It's an intermediate core exercise, and it's a lot of fun. Is this the free portion of your upcoming multi-step fitness program? No, my advice is all free. Like I said, a channel of my Discord server I will make just for this shit to help you guys. It's all advice that I'm just happy to give people who are interested in working out. Again, don't be too hard on yourself if you're not able to do it. You don't have to start at the New Year's either. It's like an arbitrary starting point. Anywhere, it's just like whenever you feel up for it, whenever you feel like you're ready to start is when you should start. And I will be here to give you advice for whenever that time comes. I'm here for you guys. I am here to help. Can I just dirty bulk forever and never cut? No. Pre-workout keeps me up at night since I lift at night. Okay, that is actually a problem. That is something worth pointing out. Pre-workout has caffeine in it, and it will make you super fucking pumped up and energized. So I would not recommend pre-workout as much as you are someone who lifts at night. I take it because I work out right when I get up, straight in the morning, and it will energize you. In the morning, it will make you want to get out of bed and just go lift. So something to keep in mind. Just, yeah, that shit is very potent, so be careful about it. Let's see, has Hans seen the dumbbell anime / manga, and if so, how would you rate its advice to people just starting exercise for their health? I think it's actually pretty informative, and it is weirdly motivational, so if you're super into anime and manga, it's a good thing to watch if you're like, oh yeah, I need something to make me want to lift more. Yeah, that is something that, it worked for me, honestly. I saw that and it made me want to go and fucking just go lift more, so it's fun, it's engaging, it's entertaining. I can't say everything and it's perfectly accurate, but like the exercises themselves are good, so that's kind of like a good beginner's guide to exercise. Why not? Get some old formula for jacked. They did change the formula for that. I know exactly what you're referring to. The old shit was very strong. God. Is pre-workout powder flammable like wheat powder? No, it's not. High intensity or low intensity for endurance? You want to do... Wait, for what? For lifting? For lifting, you're gonna do low weights, high reps for endurance, if that's what you're referring to. I want more fitness content. Also, what exercises would you recommend to build up to push-ups? There are modified push-ups that I would recommend doing because you're working out the same muscle groups, but you're getting there. There are also these bands you can get that, like, will let you do a full push-up motion. I think you, like, wrap them around both arms, and it will, like, kind of spring you up a bit. I don't think they're too expensive. You can get them on Amazon or anywhere in the store where there's, like, a fitness section. You can just kind of Google it to know what I mean, but it will help you. I think in boot camp there were some people who had to do them because they weren't used to doing push-ups, so it helped those people a lot, and then in no time you'll be able to do push-ups just fine. Pull-ups are kind of similar in the sense there are assisted pull-up machines and also bands you can use if you want to be able to do pull-ups easier, because For pull-ups, it's mostly about being able to do exercises with the associated muscle groups or do a modified form where you're not pulling up as much weight, because you want to make sure you have good form for push-ups and pull-ups. For push-ups and pull-ups, like, there are different ways you can position your hands, for example. Chest push-ups are easier to do than tricep push-ups for most people. Tricep push-ups are the standard form for push-ups. But, however, they're very difficult to do. So, I would recommend doing a modified form. You can, like, rest your knees on the ground a bit, kinda, to also help with push-ups if you don't have a band. There's just a couple modifications you can do, because this is actually a pretty common problem that people have. So look into modifications of basic exercises if you're getting into it, but you're struggling to do those calisthenics. And use lighter weights if applicable, like if you have them around. That's the advice I would give for there. Intermediate, what's that? Expert core exercise. Find out in due time. Isn't dragon flags just the opposite day version of pull-ups? Not really. Different muscle groups completely. Pull-ups is more so back, and I don't know, you're actually working out a lot with pull-ups. I think it's like back, bicep. I don't know if you use tricep. I don't think you're using, just thinking about it, I don't think you're really using tricep for pull-ups, but you could be. I don't know. Melatonin helps a lot with sleep after caffeine? Yeah, maybe. Farnham has given me $100 in carrots for A. Lamel. Got him. That was my first red super chat. Thank you so much. Fuck, I appreciate. Wait, I gotta like mentally process this for a second. Thank you. Oh shit. Yeah, thank you so much. Damn. Okay, I stole the ab routine from the dumbbell manga and did it for weeks, and it honestly did me good. I have to start it again. That is very good. Will cardio help me outrun the IRS? Yes, it will. Listening to music while working out, yay or nay? I would say yay, especially for doing cardio, because you will get bored otherwise. Ew. Pull-ups help engage the shoulders as well. Yes, they do. She's thinking about all the pre-workout she's going to buy now, yes. Red super chat does make me red. Do you guys have any other questions? I know I've been reiterating some of the same details a lot, but that's just because it's like the highest tier of advice I would give for beginners. Like, I don't know. There's probably some stuff that I'm forgetting that I do like intuitively that I'm just not thinking about, but how much protein is in each IRS coot? I don't know. I do hope, any channels you recommend for seeing the proper form for exercise? I would rely more on Google for that. Also, put a mirror near you if you're able to. Mirrors are more so, I guess there's more at the gym, but just kind of like, I don't know, there are a lot of videos you can look at for free on YouTube, as well as like diagrams you can look at, and then once you've done the exercise enough, your body will know what position to sort of do. So, yeah, just that's the advice I would give there. It's hard, it does take a bit to get your body used to doing the right motions, but it is definitely worth making sure you have those down first before you go up in weighted reps. Mostly want to work out to lose about 20 or so pounds and get in shape. What do you recommend? For weight loss, I would recommend doing endurance more so than strength training. Both of them burn a lot of calories. However, I personally find endurance exercises are better for losing weight in general and just getting your body toned. And again, that involves lower weights and higher reps, so that's also easier to do on a budget, or, you know, just starting out, you don't have as much equipment. So, you know, calisthenics and exercises like that. Weightlifting and bodybuilding in general is actually better for burning calories than running is. Running is easier, of course, if you don't have anything at all. Anyone can run, especially from their demons, but yeah, I would look into that if that's your goal in particular. What should people buy fitness fashion brands like Nike and should they buy things like Nike and the sort? Personally, I don't give a shit about brands. Like, that's just me. If the material's decent, if it holds, good. I've been using the same running shoes for like a year and a half. Shit's fine. It's not anything fancy. You don't need the expensive shit, especially if you're starting out. So, yeah, I would just buy what works, honestly. Get, like, good exercise gear and just stick with that. Like, that's all I can really say there. I don't really buy into the brand bullshit, because a lot of it's just, you're buying the brand, you're not buying for, like, specific quality. You can get the same quality for brands that are lesser known, so it's really pointless, especially because fitness is already expensive enough as is, with the cost of supplements and equipment. This is the best time of year to buy those things, by the way. Everything's on sale. You can go to your nearest GNC or Walmart or Costco. I don't know where the fuck you're buying your exercise stuff for. I think you can get it on Amazon too. Eating IRS goons is a moral necessity regardless of protein content. Maybe IRS. I don't know. I've been eating an entire Walmart rotisserie chicken every day to maintain the bulk. Am I going to make it? Well, with that dedication, probably. I couldn't do that shit. That's for sure. Make it where? The hospital? Probably. Maybe. Possibly. Depends on your form. The treadmill is fast, but horse is faster. Yes, I am. Little bro has some weight. Should I go for the barbell or dumbbell? I would recommend dumbbells over barbells, but it depends on your exercise that you want it. I don't know. Honestly, I prefer dumbbells in general. Barbells are a little bit more complicated for a lot of shit, but just look up a couple exercises for the group, and you can do both, honestly. Just, it depends on how heavy they are, too. I would go with the lighter one first, and then work my way up to the heavier one. That's always going to be the case. When did I start working out? About 3 or 4 years ago, I think. Yeah, something like that. How do we achieve the JoJo aesthetic? I think that would be more so strength training than endurance. I do endurance, but strength is going to be high weight, low reps. So if you want to go for a JoJo type of thing. Also, high weights and low reps is good if you're more pressed on time, because you're going to tire yourself out faster than if you're doing endurance training, ironically enough. So if you have less time to work out, that might be a good move to make sure you're still burning a lot of calories and stuff. I'm just saying, if you have access to heavier equipment, that is something to look into, because you will spend less time overall. Yes. What would you say is good workout equipment in general? Not things like dumbbells, but mats or sweatbands. Let's see. Mats are good. Also, if you're doing, okay, so something I just thought about, actually, that I forgot to mention earlier. When you're doing lighter dumbbells, it's gonna be that weird, like, kind of like squishy soft material. But then when you get into, like, bigger dumbbells, they're going to have metal grips. You need time to build up calluses. Your hands are going to hurt. I advise against buying things like gloves to minimize those calluses, but if you absolutely have to, go ahead. But it's good to let your hands build up those calluses so that you can grip the shit out of those weights and not hurt from it. It's going to suck at first, but it's worth it. You need those calluses. You need them. I recommend it. I highly recommend it. Good workout equipment in general, though. What else? If you're doing bench press and things like that, I would advise getting wrist straps, because they will make sure that your wrist doesn't bend at an unnatural position, therefore fucking you up horribly. It's a good precaution if you're doing higher things. You don't really need anything like, you might see weightlifters, the people doing fucking squats and shit with like those giant belts. You don't really need to worry about that when you're starting out, so don't even mind that shit you're getting. You really don't need much supplementary equipment when you're starting out. It's more so when you're doing it later. What protein powder is best? People would mostly say whey protein. I use pea protein, which is a form of plant-based protein. It really doesn't matter either way. There are a lot of different flavors, especially with whey protein. I'm just having like chocolate, peanut butter, vanilla. Also, big advice thing. For protein shakes, you should try to use almond milk or normal milk, or milk instead of water. Is going to make it taste so much better. It's going to blend really well. Use a shaker bottle. Shaker bottle's pretty cheap to get. And have your protein shakes like that. Better experience overall, 10 out of 10, would recommend. Also, if you're doing almond, or I usually like try to get almond because you can get like more protein in that as well. I generally go for things that are around 20 to 30 grams of protein per scoop, And I only really do 1 scoop for it because I have a lot of chicken with my daily diet, so that is what I will say there. Really, it's like there are a lot of good brands for protein powder. I can tell you more about that later probably if you're really interested in brands in particular, but I wouldn't worry about brand too much, honestly. Nickel Mecco has given $5 in carrots to say gloves in the gym is a great way to dog whistle your rainbow affinity to the other men in the gym. Also, hi Tomoe, Happy New Year, Glow Horse. Yeah, don't use gloves, man. I mean, you can if you really want to, but it's just, you don't need to do that. You don't need gloves. Oh, let's see. Wait, don't fat people lift the heavier weights be decreased over time? How do they improve? So that depends on body type. It's like, it depends on your build, man. If you have a bigger build, you're going to be able to lift more weight naturally. It's not a matter of being fat or thin. Weight and fucking body type aren't really correlated. They're just starting at a higher weight and going higher up. They don't have the muscle, though, to do like the super big shit from the beginning. So that's a complicated question right there. Also, hello there. I mean, yoked as muscle, not yoked as in pulling a plowshare. Can you make protein powder out of the bones of your enemies? No, I don't think you can. Costco raid for all the protein. What's the verdict on raw milk? I don't really know the nutritional benefits on that, but I think it's pretty good. Oat milk with protein is goated. Yes, it is. Oat milk, almond milk, things like that. Very good. It doesn't blend well with water for me. It definitely isn't going to blend well with water. That's why I recommend using a nut-based protein milk. Yeah, nut-based milk, sorry. What is my cheat meal? Carrot cake. Yeah. I don't really have a cheat meal too much, though. It's just, not really, yeah, I don't know. I eat at Chow Hall on base, so... Yeah, it's pretty healthy options there for me. Oat milk is oat juice. Yes, it is. What else was I gonna give advice on? Let me think. By the way, for those with gym anxiety, like I said earlier, people aren't really gonna be staring at you at the gym, so don't worry about that. It is a comfort thing for a lot of people. Some of us just don't like social interaction that much. Totally get it. Put music in, tune that shit out, don't even worry about it, especially if you're somewhere like Planet Fitness that's full of beginners, just like you, people that are just like you don't even have to worry about that shit. How many eggs a day? I typically have 2 eggs a day if I can get breakfast. I don't always eat breakfast though, not on my normal schedule. Try to get 2.5 balanced meals a day if you can help it though. Protein shake is usually my breakfast supplement. Wouldn't necessarily recommend it though. You got a buddy who works at the GNC, so you get cheap supplements? You lucky motherfucker. Advice for not feeling guilty after enjoying a cheat meal snack. I think it's actually beneficial for you to occasionally have those. I forget the scientific reason, but it makes it easier to stick to diets if you occasionally have a cheat meal. And eventually you're gonna end up like me, where you don't really feel like having a cheat meal all that much. So, yeah. Do I need to quit putting cheese and beans in everything I eat, also, as I am Latino and not sure if I can make the sacrifice? Beans are very good for sources of protein. I would try to maybe... Actually, I don't know. It depends on how much cheese, because you can have a certain amount and it's still healthy. So maybe like reduce it a little bit if it's like a lot, but like, you know, it's fine to have a little bit of something like that. It's not really gonna hurt you too much. Whole wheat or white toast? Whole wheat I think is better for you in general, especially with American products. Isn't eggnog basically just eggs, milk, and cream? Isn't that the ideal protein juice? I don't know, look at the label. Lucky as fuck I spend around $160 a month on protein alone. I feel that so much, man. Oh, supplements are so fucking expensive. But, again, really good for making sure that you're getting what you need. And, you know, things. Pre-workout helps. Creatine is great once you're into it a little bit more. Highly recommend creatine as well. Though, if you're dumb like me, you forget to take creatine. Also, with creatine, you want to try and take that after a meal. Ideally, something with, like, you know, like something like rice. Something with carbs. It helps absorb the creatine better. That's something I learned as well. Oh, fact right there. Oh, I recommend a light cardio every day, just some easy activity that doesn't cause sweat but is still physical. I walk my complex daily. Yep, that is good advice right there. Like I say, we all start somewhere. Don't feel bad if you have to do modified exercises for calisthenics or lighter weights, because I certainly wasn't able to lift the shit that I am now from the get-go. Just know, we all start somewhere, there's no shame. The fact that you're making an effort at all already puts you over the you of yesterday that wasn't able to make that effort. Just look at it that way. Everybody moves at a different pace. Please don't compare yourself to people who have been at it way longer or are different builds, just things like that. There are a lot of biological factors and shit that go into working out, so it's not good to compare yourself to others. The only you that you need to compare yourself is the you of yesterday, the you of a week ago, the you of a month ago. Just compare yourself to yourself. That is the healthiest mindset to have. Regarding much of the health benefits, walking is as good as running. So the thing about that is, walking is better for your joints than running over. Actually, I think jogging is the worst for your joints. Actually, no, maybe running is and jogging was good. I forget which one it was, but walking long distances and just relaxing, kind of enjoying the morning. This is why 10,000 steps is a good milestone, because you're getting 5 miles a day in, and it's going to burn a fair amount of calories, probably more than you think. So, yes, that is something to keep in mind with walking. It's more helpful than, don't fucking sleep on walking. Walking is good for you. What mistakes did I make early on with exercise? I would say mostly not watching my breathing, not stretching properly, not doing dynamic exercises and static exercises after. Form is really, really difficult to keep up with. It's hard to make sure you have the right form. What else? Shit, I don't know. There's a lot of beginner pitfalls out there, honestly. And the most important one that I was talking about earlier is you stop for a week or 2 weeks, you get injured, something like that happens, and then it's harder to get yourself back into it. But do not psych yourself out. Do not let yourself fall into that pitfall. The lactic acid buildup is horrible, and you don't want to get back to that point again. You don't want to be back at square zero. Think about the good sort of pain associated with exercise. Eventually, it will hurt in a good way. As weird as that is, like, to say it, it's not just me. Everyone says it. It's like, shit, I feel so sore after working out, but I've been at this for a while, so that's like a good pain. It's like the pain of progress. And if you're not feeling any pain at all again, you're probably going to want to switch up your routine. Generally a good thing to do once every few weeks. I mean, some people have a different routine every other week, and yeah. That's just so you're engaging your muscle groups in different ways again. Because that helps you keep gains consistently. I am not an M. No, that is a normal thing. Everybody experiences it. How hard was basic training for me? I was in the middle ground. I was neither the best nor the worst. I was just kind of like mid-tier, because I did not work out as much before the military. I did it kind of like for a year and a half. I did it was more laid back home exercises though. I did not go to the gym before I started in the military. That is more of a recent thing. I'm in the military now, so I can go to the gym easier. It's a really close walk. I have 24-hour gym access, so I can go at fucking 2 in the morning like I've been doing recently. It's nice. It's really nice. But yeah, basic training was just mid for me, honestly. You want to do a month or 2 in prep before you go, because that's just gonna make it a lot smoother, and you're not fucking breaking your bones. Reduces the chance of injury, because I did get a hip fracture, but that's basic training for you. Shit happens. So weightlifting is an abusive relationship. Yes, it is, but it's a nice one. Of course, you have to be an M to join the M. Gosh. I was out for 2 weeks once because I was sick. I actually lost a bit of strength, and Doms was hitting me pretty hard again. Yeah, man, it's hard taking that time off for vacation or injury or sickness and then getting back into it. Because, your brain can go from, oh shit, I really want to work out, I want to go to the gym every day, gotta keep doing it, to, oh man, I just don't really feel like going. You switch that mentality, just fucking drop in the hat if you just don't work out for long enough, and you don't want to start losing that progress. You want to retain it as much as possible, so don't feel bad about having to take a week or two to get back to where you were before you took that break. It's completely normal. Life happens to all of us, so just, yeah. Oh, you got a hip fracture? Yeah, I got a hip fracture, but I still kept working out through it because I'm fucking crazy. It was only for 9 months, though. It wasn't that bad. It was, I think it was supposed to heal in 7, but maybe it's because I was working out that it took 9 to heal. That's you quitting your healthy living addiction too. What is your craziest gym experience? I don't know. I think the most awkward shit that occasionally happens at the gym is I'm like looking at my phone and someone fucking walks up to me and tries to strike up a conversation. Don't bother other people at the gym, especially, you know, like, it's really awkward when people start harassing women at the gym. Just, I don't know, that's the weirdest. I've never really seen anyone get injured in, like, real time. Sometimes people are, like, grunting really loudly. You know, that's great if that works for you, but, like, you know, keep in mind the people around you. Like, you're fucking curling 5 pounds, you're not giving childbirth, you don't need to grunt that loudly. Men and women, you don't need to do all that. It's it's distracting. It's really distracting. I can understand, you know, if you're pushing yourself that hard, it is warranted. I will say, it is warranted if you're going crazy, if you're, like, fucking just blasting music in your ears. God. Yeah. So hit up gym bros instead? No, don't harass other people at the gym in general. It's fine to ask someone to spot you or whatever if they're free, you know? Don't want to hurt yourself. Sometimes you just need a little bit of a spotter. I don't have that issue though, because I do endurance, but yeah. Always make sure you can handle the weight you're taking on. Proper etiquette is to do JoJo poses in the corner, where to assert dominance, the women will flock to you afterwards, no need to approach. Baby. Oh, hello there. I'm glad my advice is helpful. Is it better to work out by yourself or with others? Okay, so the thing is, you can get kind of complacent if you're working out yourself, but some of us are introverts, so it's easier to do shit on our own. Plus, you know, I don't know, I would go with a more experienced friend to start out if you have someone who's willing to help you, because you can learn a shit ton compared to, like, trying to do everything on your own. And it can make the gym a bit less intimidating. Like, it's like, oh, this place is so scary and unfamiliar to, oh, this is like my second home, so, yeah. Hello there, hello. Local horse was found harassing men. Oh man, no, not me. Not gonna catch me like that. Yeah, but as far as working out alone or together, it depends on the individual, but I find that occasionally doing it, because I have a female coworker who likes weightlifting too, so occasionally we work out together. So I learn new things from her, and it can be pretty, it helps me not get distracted on my phone as much in between sets. By the way, recovery time in between sets, I would say 30 seconds to a minute depending on your intensity, because sets are every time, okay, so reps are the amount of times you do it, sets are how many times. 3 is a good kind of milestone for, I mean, generally doing 3 sets is normal, but you want to give yourself a rest period in between. You don't want to take too long, but you also don't want to do too quickly again. I have a watch on at all times, I just kind of stare at the second hand, and yeah. This is just to give your muscles enough time to recover so that you can just immediately hop back into that shit and just burn your muscles to death again, all over again. So, that's, I completely forgot to mention that before, but yeah, that's, you know, fuck, I think for strength training, the breaks in between sets are typically shorter. I don't know, I do endurance, so I typically wait like 45 seconds to a minute in between my sets. That's just me personally, though. It's partly up to personal preference, but again, I think there's like a science to it. Middle ground, maybe 30 to 45 seconds if you just don't really know how long to wait. And you can time it however you want to. You know, some of us listen to, like, fucking anime music, like me. High tempo, low tempo music, depends. I mean, I listen to both, honestly. I don't really need pump up music at this point unless I'm, like, running or some shit. I've listened to slow songs while lifting. It's just whatever. Why does the Q and Q&A look weird? I think that's just the font I chose. I don't know. Yeah, it's such a wee. Wow, you shut up. You shut up. You shut up with that. I think I pretty much covered, like, almost everything though, so I'll just wrap this up now and get to my final announcements. Like I said, I will be happy to help you guys later. Oh yes, that is a cue. That is indeed a cue. Okay, so I think I have an announcement in this slide after this. Fitness donut in my mouth. I'm happy to give you guys advice anytime. Like I said, I will do more fitness streams later with details on like specific exercises and shit, but in the meantime, feel free to ask me in my Discord in the appropriate channel what sort of exercises if you need help with that shit still. Yes, drown out all thoughts, just become one with the exercise. Make sure you have that mind-muscle connection, make sure you're breathing properly, exhale at the peak of the motions, make sure you're squeezing your muscles, keep all these things in mind and you will be a pro in no time. Okay, so, well, Q&A is over, I guess, unless you guys have more questions while I'm explaining the next announcement. This is my surprise for the new year. Because, you know, I just rolled out memberships out of nowhere, like, right before the start of the stream. Some of you have already joined as members. Thank you for your support. The emojis for it are being made. They will be ready soon again. And we will have 10 in total, thanks to your contributions. I appreciate it very much. Your donations help me do more crazy shit, and it's great. It's not my birthday, no. It's something much more beautifully patriotic. Here's what's gonna happen. Here's what I decided on. Here is my New Year's announcement for what we're going to be doing. As of tomorrow, important announcement! In 2024, I will be running for President of the United States. And in order to celebrate that, 100 is my number. In case you guys don't know, it is my favorite number. So for 100 days, I will be doing a presidential campaign. Starting tomorrow. I've been preparing for this. It will be glorious, and I do have a campaign slogan already. Yeah, this is gonna be great. I'm excited for this. I've put so much thought into this. I'm gonna make you guys proud. I'm gonna be the best president, okay? What do you mean, why? I would make a great president. I'm gonna be the first female president and also the first president that's a horse. That's like 2 important American milestones, I guess. We have to continue progressing as a country, okay? Who's my VP? Shit, I don't know. I'll figure that out later. You know, this is just the initial campaign. But 2024 is still another year away, guys. So there's time to iron out the details. But I'm about to go hard in this campaign. You're not my VP. No, you're my editor. There's a difference. Haunts for president, the first VTuber president. I am the ultimate life force. Yeah, I'm gonna be the first VTuber president too. Rosa would be a good VP. I gotta think about that. I really gotta think about a good VP. Let's see. My slogan campaign though? I mean my campaigning slogan, sorry. The grass is always greener on Tomoe Umari's side. Yeah. It's a good one. Got a picture of my beautiful horse form here. So yeah, just remember. The grass is gonna be greener on my side. Yeah, virtual president, I can be in any state at any time. All of my speeches will be broadcasted across the nation in 4K HD. It'll be great. It'll be great. God, it's so hard to do this with a straight face. Let me tell you about my strategy though. This shit's gonna be crazy. I have a lot that I'm gonna be doing for this 100-day campaign. I'm probably going to lose my mind a little bit, but will I legalize recreational news? Maybe. The Geneva Convention? That's the only fun. That's actually the most unfun convention that I would ever go to. Pippa for VP? Oh, baby. Tax policy? Oh god, I have a lot to think about. See, I don't know shit about politics. This is gonna be a lot on me, guys, but I'm gonna do it for you. I'm gonna be the president that America needs right now. Bringing greener pastures to America? I mean, that's... Yeah. Why not? That's a good ring to it, too. That was a good ring. Disband 3-letter agencies, IRS included. Wow, you guys have a lot of demands. I have my work cut out for me. Here's the strategy though. Here's what I'm going to be doing for the next 100 days. So, we're gonna do 100 tweets a day for 100 days. I'm gonna release a video on this right after this stream ends to give you guys details on that. I'm gonna be very busy in the VTuber side of Twitter. Probably gonna cringe a lot every single fucking day, but it's okay. It's for a good cause, and I promised you guys earlier for my New Year's resolutions that I was going to make a lot of new friends. And the best way to do that is by getting myself out there instead of being an antisocial little shit. So, yeah, that's gonna be fun. Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna try and avoid shit like, you know, messaging the same person more than once. So, yeah, it's like 10,000 tweets in total. So yeah, that's fun. Twitter is so fun. Yeah, yep, excited. Gonna be running an ad campaign on YouTube for 100 days as well. If you guys want to share the ad around, that'd be great. The more people that are aware of my stupid ass idea, the better. It's great. You know, great time. This is gonna be so fun. I'm excited. Yep, 100-day ad campaign. I think the ad is either 30 seconds or 31 seconds, so yeah. Hey, President's a good way to make new friends. Why not? Why not? Friendship? Ugh, I could do it. Yeah, it's a new year, new me, right? New horse. 100 YouTube comments a week is pretty easy. That's fucking whatever. I can do that. I can do that, no problem. And then 100 days of daily shorts. Yeah, that shouldn't be too bad either. Shorts are pretty easy to make, but I haven't been making shorts lately, so this is also kind of my way of getting better about it. And shorts have their own algorithm, shouldn't fuck with other things, so yeah, I can do it. No problem. Yes, I will be making YouTube ads. Why not? Also, we have a dancing dinosaur. Dancing dinosaurs are really cool, so why not? So yeah, that's my big announcement. What I've been working on. Yeah. So I'm excited. It's gonna be a lot of work, but I think it'll be worth it. And hopefully, the UmARMY can grow. We can make a lot of new friends. We can have a lot of new good memories because I'm gonna be doing some crazy shit over this 100-day campaign. There should be a lot of surprises sprinkled in there, and I will let you guys figure out exactly how that's gonna go. I will be streaming regularly again as of next month. I don't know how the first week is gonna be because we are really busy at work, but I will try to do 3 streams a week anyway. Even if I lose sleep over it, I will still stream for you guys. It's no problem. I can do that. And then after that, it should be back to normal, but the hours of the first week might look a little bit different. I'm probably gonna be streaming at 8 for Wednesday, Saturday, and Sunday, or something like that. Yeah, most likely. But, yeah. Will I tweet to Princess Celestia? Who the fuck? Is that a pony? That sounds like a pony. I don't like what you're doing there. I don't know about that. I'm not cutting exercise. What the fuck? You're crazy. Let's see. What button am I pressing? Hold on. Okay, yeah, let's go over here. So yeah, I'm excited about all these plans, and also happy that I could give you guys some pretty solid fitness advice, and I do appreciate your support for this year. It's been really fun so far, and yeah. Please prioritize your well-being. I've already seen too much of Halloween and having burnouts. I'm not worried right now. It's been really fun for me. I think I'll be able to handle this workload. I have a generally good idea of how much I can mentally take on, so yeah, hopefully, and I'll do what I can. I'll definitely do what I can for you guys. I want to make you proud. I want to make you happy to be here. I hope we can have a lot more fun streams this year, and I will continue learning as I go. I will try to be a better leader for you guys, and I'll try to make this all as fun as possible. Yes, I will probably be doing a lot of tweeting in between, in between sets. That's a pretty easy way to meet that daily quota. Happy New Year, and we hope you have a good rest of your night. Thank you. Thank you very much for coming here, too. It's been a pleasure. Always good to have more people into exercise here, and hopefully a lot of you guys are gonna be into it after this year. And if not, well, hey, maybe next year, maybe 2024 when I become president, I'll be able to make gyms all free or something. Happy New Year indeed. I am made of iron. I am made in iron. I will become president. I will be the best president ever. Just you guys wait. This is gonna be big. We're gonna go crazy. We're gonna do some wild shit. It'll be nice. I promise. Thank you all for attending my last stream of the year, though. Yes. I mean, Twitter is generally a good place to advertise anyway. Though, the VTuber side of Twitter just makes me depressed to look at. But I'll do it. I'm sure it'll be fun. I'll find a way to make it fun. I'm not forcing people to go to the gym, damn it. But yes, thank you all very much. I will see you all next year. Next year is in 2023, by the way, not 2024. That's, can't fuck up the campaign before I even start it. I will be making some videos public now and be doing some last minute touches, so with that all being said, I will see you guys around. Bye bye. And Happy New Year to all of you. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. New horse, new me.